Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is Jordan. Today I'm going to be doing a quick little story time on how when me and one of my friends were fucking ding-dong ditching, it was just fucking crazy. Disclaimer, do not ding-dong ditch. Apparently, it's illegal. I'm still going to do it, but apparently it's illegal. Apparently. Okay, so this took place the summer before 9th grade with my friend Sean. Sean, if you see this, hi, babe. Hi, babe. So me and Sean met in 8th grade. He lived in my neighborhood. We instantly we're like this, that was like my boy best friend. In 8th grade, we used to walk home together. We used to walk to school together sometimes, because like I said, we lived in the same complex. So basically I seen him every day. He would come to my house, I would go to his house. We were just always walking around the neighborhood together with our other friend. If you know from my other story time, Sasha, that's not her real name, but Sean will know who I'm talking about. With our other friend Sasha. And we just were always walking around the neighborhood, just doing dumb shit. We just were bad as fuck. We would sneak out the house and go to the park and have to run back to the house, or how he was on punishment the whole fucking summer, and he was literally constantly at my house when he wasn't supposed to be. I don't know how you get on punishment for the whole summer, but he was. Okay, so one day he came to my house, and I just remember we were so fucking bored, and my house is not kid friendly. We don't do fun stuff over here. We watch TV. My little sister plays with her toys. We don't do fun things in this house. Everybody sticks to themselves. So I was I'm bored as fuck. And he's okay, let's go outside and do some shit. Because usually we go outside. So we had can you guys see me? Sorry, something happened. Okay, anyway. So we have, well, he doesn't live over here anymore. So I have 3 parks in my neighborhood. There's one by my house, one in the middle, and then one at the end of the neighborhood. So we had our first one to the one by my house. And we had just chilled there for a little bit. We didn't really do anything. We were just sitting there talking, chilling, whatever. Then what's the middle one? And at the middle one, I don't remember if we had his siblings there this day, but usually when we would go to that park, we would have his little siblings. So we might have had them there, but I just remember sitting on the benches and talking and chilling and being dude, I'm bored as fuck. I'm bored as fuck. So then we walked down the neighborhood, and the way my neighborhood is, it's split into 2. So one neighborhood and one neighborhood. So we walked into the other neighborhood, and we started sitting on we were sitting at a table, and the table is between houses and there's fences. It's so weird to explain. So there's a pathway, there's houses, and then when you come from the pathway, it's a circle and there's tables there. And then the circle goes in different directions. So it's kind of like a T shape. This way, but there's a circle in the middle of the T. And it has tables, but there are houses and fences all around. But you can get out through the openings. I'm trying to make it as simple as possible, but I don't think I'm doing a good job. But okay, anyway. So we're sitting at those tables, and I'm dude, I'm bored as fuck. So Sean's you want a ding-dong ditch? But okay, ding-dong ditching is annoying, but knock-knock ditch, bang, 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 run, that's fucking annoying. So I'm let's do that. He's okay. So we're okay, well, we can't do it around any of these houses. So we got up, and we walked out of the T. That's why I told you guys what shape it was. We walked out of the T. And we are peeking around the corner to see if we can see this one house through the fence, so that if we do that house, we can run and hide behind the fence and see them come out. So I'm okay, we can see the house from the fence. Now I'm Sean, you go knock and run back. I wasn't about to fucking do it. No, I didn't want to do it. So Sean's that house right there. I'm yeah. So Sean runs, and he does it, and he comes back, and he sprints fucking back for his life. And I think I had peeked out a little bit, so all I had to do was hop back over. And he comes back, and we're hiding. And we see them come out, and they look around, and they're just kind of what the fuck? And so they go back in. So we're laughing. We think that this is the funniest shit ever. So I'm oh my God, go do it again. So he goes, he does it again. And this time they come out, but they stand on the street, and they're looking around what the fuck? You can tell that they were getting irritated, because every time they opened the door, nobody was there. So then he goes back and he does it, and again, he does it again. He did it again. And this time, as soon as this dude touched the fucking door, the door flies open. It's they were waiting because they had a window by their door. It's they were waiting at the window, waiting for him to knock, because that door fucking flew open. When I say the door flew, I mean the door flew. And the guy, it was 2 guys, but the first one at first, because we didn't know it was 2 at first, the first one comes sprinting out the fucking door. Sean's like, run, run. He's like running so fucking fast. I take off. So I'm running, and I'm running towards, so I run this way, but Sean goes this way. He goes on the street. He doesn't come back into the T. Like, he doesn't come back to where the tables were. He runs down the street. I run this way to the T, and then this way. So we're both running the same direction, but we went through different pathways. So we end up at the park. And at the park, we went like this. Like, I went here, and he went here. I'm fucking running, but I got tired, so I stopped. I stopped running. And I'm like, and the guy's like, tell your fucking friend I'm gonna beat his ass. And I literally didn't know what to say, so I was like, okay. I'm like 14 in this. And this is 2 fucking dudes. Because when I had like turned my head, when he was like yelling and I had stopped running, I seen it was 2 guys. But at first, it was only this one dude running. But it was 2 guys, but one of the guys was like, tell your fucking friend I'm gonna beat his ass. And I was like, okay. So as soon as I like walked down a little bit more and I hit the corner, I'm fucking booking it. So I run to Sean's house because I'm like, okay, he went this way, so he must have ran to his house the back way. So I ran to his house the front way, and I'm like blowing his fucking phone up. I'm like, dude, like, where are you at? They're so mad. And I know these dudes are walking around the neighborhood, but I don't know where they went, because as soon as I hit the corner, I booked it. I don't know where the fuck they went. So I'm texting my friend. I'm like, dude, where the fuck are you at? These dudes are so fucking mad. Like, where are you at? And he's not texting me back. So I'm like, oh my God. This probably sounds so dramatic, but at the time it was fucking terrifying. I'm like, oh my God, they got him. They're roughing him up. Where the fuck is he at? I'm like, what is he doing? So I'm fucking running, and I get to the back of his house. I'm like in his fucking backyard. I sneak in his backyard. I'm looking all around his backyard for him. I cannot find him. So I come out of his backyard, and he's just there. I'm like, oh my God, like, where the fuck were you at? He's like, you know that house by the park with all the cars? I'm like, yeah. He's like, I went in their driveway and I hid behind the cars. This dude went in somebody's driveway and hid behind their broken down cars. Like, there's this one house that has hella broken down cars. He's like, I just went over there and I hid behind the cars. And I'm like, what the fuck? So, like I said, Sean was on punishment this summer. So we couldn't go in his house, but to get to my house, we had to go across the neighborhood. So I'm like, okay, well, how the fuck are we gonna get to my house? Because I'm not staying out here. Because then be walking around and see us hiding by your fucking recycling bins. He's like, I don't know, dude. So we're like sitting behind this recycling bin, like, what the fuck do we do? I'm like, we're not splitting up again. That's for damn sure. Because I don't want them to catch me by myself. They want you. So I'm like, we're not splitting up again. He's like, okay, we're not splitting up again. So we're sitting behind the recycling bins, like, bro, what the fuck? And I'm like, honestly, our best bet is like just to fucking run for it. So Sean's like, all right. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna peek outside of the house because they don't want to whip my ass. They want to whip yours. So I like go and I peek outside of the house and I didn't see anybody. So I was like, okay, let's go this way, because the last time I checked, they seen you run that way and they probably wanted to run that way because they didn't follow me. They followed him. So we start booking it to my fucking house. Like, we're running so fast. And so we finally make it to my fucking house. We run in and we have to act as natural as possible, because if my mom was like, oh, you guys were like ding dong ditching or knock knock ditching people's house, like, she would have been mad as fuck. Like, I'm 14, like, that is so immature, but it's fun as fuck. I would still do it to this day. But anyway, that's so immature. So I like was like, we need to act natural, like, catch your breath, everything. So go in, my older sister's like, oh, do you want to walk to this food place with me? Da, da, da. I'm like, I was hungry, so I was like, yeah, but like, I knew I shouldn't have. So I'm like, okay, Sean, we need to change our appearance. Like, because they were mad. Like, I have never seen somebody get that mad over, like, ding dong ditch or knock knock ditch. But apparently, like, it's harassment. I don't know. Apparently, it's harassment. But they were pissed. So we need to change our appearance. This fucking dummy, all he did was tie his shirt in a knot and put it. He's like, okay. He's like, this is what he did. He, like, tied his shirt in a knot and, like, put it like this. And I was like, you're literally an idiot. I changed my pants and my shirt. And I was like, oh, I'm good to go. And even if I'm not, they don't want me. So my sister's like, okay, let's go. So we're walking, right? Dude. Why the fuck do the people that were chasing us come up to us? The people that were chasing us come up to us and they're like, have you seen 2 kids ding dong ditching there running this? I think one had a red shirt on. Da, da, da. Sean's sitting here with his red shirt tied up like a dummy. And I'm like, so he's like, we're like, no. He's like, you sure you didn't see him? Like, they knew, but they didn't really know. So Sean's like, well, I seen 3 boys running that way. And so the dude's like, oh, you seen them going that way? Sean's like, yeah, we seen them going that way. So they like take off running that way. And my older sister's like, where, like, what are they looking for people for? And we're like, I thought he said knock ditching or ding dong ditching or something. And my sister's like, oh, I didn't hear him say that. When I think that's what he said. Because we know that's what happened, but we didn't remember if that's what he said he was looking for them for. Like, we didn't know. So my older sister's like, well, you guys better not have been the ones doing it. And we're like, no, like, we did not do that. We were chilling at the park. But yeah, so then we went and got food and we came back in the neighborhood and they were still walking around looking for people. I was like, oh my God, like this happened like an hour ago. Like they were mad as hell. So I'm like, dude. So we go back to my house and Sean's like, okay, I'm going to run home. And I'm like, okay. So he runs home and he texts me when he got home. He's like, I'm good. But it was just the fucking craziest thing ever because they were real life fucking mad, like, about knock ditch, like, pissed the fuck off. And I understand why, because we did do it hella times. We did it 3 fucking times. Well, Sean did it 3 fucking times. But they were mad as fuck, like, on another level. But, yeah, that's the story of when knock ditching or ding-dong ditching gone wrong, bitch. I need to find a caption for this. Probably going to be dramatic as fuck because the story's dramatic. But that's the story of it going wrong. Follow my Instagram at jordanairiyah and my TikTok and my Twitter at Jordan from Vegas. Turn on the post notification bell so you never miss a post. And let me know how you guys like this story time. Bye, homegirls and homeboys.